Donnie, what are you doing?
This was in the back room. It was basically trash.
Trash.
We had to pull it off the wall.
Had to pull it off the walls.
It had paneling nailed to it.
It had paneling nailed to it.
Okay, now up here, if you look up on the roof here, all this was strapping that goes where this tin can nail to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all missing. And it is 1x4s. And that's what they use back there is 1x4s to shim everything out and make it work right. So I'm taking it from the back room and I'm putting it in the front room. And right now, lumber is through the roof.
Lumber is through the roof.
So we got to clean it up here. We'll get it cleaned up and
Is that a good clean one?
yep.
All right, show them the process.
I'm gonna slide it off here.
So here's the process. Here's how we do it.
Ronnie, I got a clean one.
He says, Ronnie, I got a clean one. And he throws it over there. And then I'm supposed to take it and put it somewhere and get it out of his damn way. So I'm gonna take it over here. And I think what I'll do is lean it up against this wall.
Don't lean it against that wall.
Why?
We're gonna clean that wall next.
I can't lean it against that wall. We're gonna take it over this way. So we put it over here. Don't drink the water, people. Now, people, we've talked about this before. What do you think about Town Hall having a water fountain with a sign on it that says "Do not drink the water" with an exclamation mark? Don't you think that some further explanation is necessary, though? What's so bad about the water? Is it they don't want you coming in and drinking their water, or is it something horrible will happen if you drink the water?
And you have to pay the water bill at Town Hall.
You know, that takes it to another level. That's true. You pay your water bill by going to Town Hall, and then you walk in and there's a sign on the water fountain that says, "Do not drink the water."
Hey, look at this. See what he's got me using?
Uh-huh.
You see that?
Yeah, I see it. You could take a hammer and bend that back straight. All right, so in the back room, they had these 2x4s on the wall, and then they had 1x slats on top of them. Why did they do that, Donnie? I can't remember.
They got it all furred out for electrical, I believe. Electrical.
Yeah, I think they did that so that they'd have enough room to put electrical boxes. The way we handle that, because you have a problem where when you have brick walls or plaster walls, the electrical can't be in the wall. So they went through all this trouble. But the way we handle that is we just run conduit on the brick. It looks real cool. I'm gonna show them, Donnie. So like this. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with just running conduit down the wall? We got to put some more straps on it, but in general, it looks nice and clean like that. What the hell was that?
You have that on tape?
Yeah, I just taped it. Wonder if he'll do it again. He hit a nail and the nail caught on fire. Now, if you weren't watching the screen when that happened, you may think I'm making that up. Rewind the video. He hit a nail and the nail caught on fire. There's no other way to say it. You knocked the head off that one, Donnie.
Yeah, that one broke off. So what you got to do, you got to get on it sideways.
Oh, bam! Get on it sideways.
You pull it out without the way. This is the damn fire.
That's the one that caught on fire.
Fire nail.
That's strange. All right, so we're cleaning up the 2x4s so we can get some 1x strapping.
Can you believe how high 1x4s are?
How high are 1x4s?
They want like $9 for 1x4 by 8.
Really?
And you can buy a 2x4 right now, even though everything's high. You can buy a 2x4 by 8 for $6.
Crazy.
I don't understand why 1x4s are more than 2x4s. But when we did the roof, we had the same problem. 1x4s was 3 times as much. So we just took all the lumber that we took off the wall, put it on the roof.
Now, why are you taking lumber off the walls, Donnie? Why not just leave it on the walls?
Didn't like it.
Didn't like it. So what do you like?
What you see?
What we see. So basically they had built all these walls in here out of 2x4s. Some of them were rotted because the roof was leaking. So we just took it all out and went back to the original walls from the 1920s.
We have found in this little town that an open building rents a lot better than a cut up building. These buildings ain't big enough to cut up in a bunch of little pieces. If you do, you can't display anything.
Yeah, so depending on what you're going to make your building, if you got little rooms everywhere, I mean, you know.
It's good for offices.
But people don't need offices in this little town. They're basically going to do retail, and if you've got retail, it's better to just have a big room. Then you can make it your own and do what you want. And you don't need all the little offices to, you know, mix stuff up in.
Now somebody's going to say, well, what if somebody wants an office? Well, make the damn office. I mean, I'm not telling you can't build a room in here. I'm telling you can't attach it to my wall or my floor. You can build a room, and there's plenty of freestanding rooms all over the place.
Uh-huh.
So.
Well, we're going to keep taking nails out of them and separating the 2x and the 1x and getting them clean where we can use them.
But there's a good one.
That one looks like it's been roasted.
Water damage. Water damage, but I bet you the 1x4 on the front side of it's good.
If it is, we'll keep it. All right, so here is the strapping. Some of this electrical we haven't been able to put in because the tin's not up, so we can't mount the electrical boxes until the tin's up and all that. But basically, they make these 2x2 grids, 2 foot by 2 foot grids. And these things nail up in the corners. So a lot of it was cut out whenever they put in a wall in this part and they ran duct work and all that. Did they cut all of this, Donnie?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
But it was cut right down the center there somewhere. Right there above your head was
yeah.
Was where the air duct was.
I don't know why they cut out so much, but
right here was where the light was. So
yeah.
That in the middle must have just been it was probably pieced right there, and they cut it there and cut it there.
Well, we're trying to put the grid back so that we can have something good to nail our tin to. We've ordered some of the tin new, but we need the grid. Look at Donnie, all balanced on the. Donnie, what kind of drill is that there?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, baby. We found that when we say Milwaukee, they start running Milwaukee ads in our videos. And so we're hoping that they will send us a bunch of free tools. So to the Milwaukee representatives, what are they waiting for?
Yeah, come on, Milwaukee.
We're using nothing but Milwaukee stuff to restore old buildings in historic downtown Jefferson, South Carolina. Beautiful, beautiful historic downtown Jefferson, South Carolina.
Okay, y'all, we got to make a grid that goes here. We got to make another one that goes here. I think I'm gonna pull these.
Yep. Oh, this is gonna be too easy.
That one is.
That one's broke. It's rotted.
No.
Oh, it just went on the top?
It's pieced there.
All right, I gotta go help him measure.
Them nail holes running. You know,
Yep.
We're using wood that's already 20 years old.
They saw you take it apart earlier.
Yeah, but you know, you got to reuse.
Yeah, Milwaukee.
We're the original reuser.
Wait a minute. Are they not gonna send us tools because we're not doing it the safe way?
We did that the safe way.
Oh, okay.
What wasn't safe?
It almost hit my foot, I was gonna tell you.
Well, I got steel toes on. You should have too. They don't know that you don't have steel toes. Don't tell them.
I mentioned it earlier in the video. I don't know why I was talking about the clothes I'm wearing, but well, hey, I'll just edit this part out.
Yeah, edit it out.
All right, so there's a top board there. Donnie has to get up to go down in it. But you can't just leave it like that because you need it to be flush. So these two boards are lower than that board. It's on top of them. So now we're going to cut a little piece. But once you have that on, you have a little piece you can easily attach your smaller pieces to. Okay, I just found this marker. This is a Milwaukee marker. This is one of these ones that marks anything. What do they call it, Danny?
A Sharpie?
Whatever. It's been laying around for 2 weeks with no lid on it.
No lid.
Okay, so we're gonna test it.
Now, we know it ain't gonna work.
But they might. Boom! Works perfectly after laying around for 2 weeks in this building, this construction site that is partially open to the elements. It never dried out. Now where the hell's the cat?
We ain't got it, man. They lost it 2 weeks ago, seriously.
Good thing you don't need it.
They advertising things 72 hours is what they advertising being open.
That's pretty good. Good going, Milwaukee. Milwaukee, baby. So nothing actually attaches to the top piece. It's just there so that you can put a bottom piece on. And they're all about 21 inches. 21?
21, man.
All right. So we got a couple here that we already put back in. Getting our grid back. What do you think about that, people? Huh? 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 What do you think about that, huh? 27 and a half. So basically, since we've got the beam holding up the rafters in the middle and they're in the brick pockets in the side, they're as level as basically we can get them. If you didn't watch our early videos, the reason that this beam had to go in was because the whole ceiling was bowed 4 inches in the middle. And the ceiling had leaked over the years too, so some of these beams are bowed. They're still structurally sound, everything's good. They're not rotted or anything, but they bow over time. So this ceiling isn't perfectly flat, but since we're attaching directly to the bottom of the beams that are over there and over here supported, whatever it's not flat is just because of whatever the bow is in it. You could fix that if you wanted to cut the beams or shim all the beams or whatever. Are you gonna do that, Donnie?
Nope.
We're just gonna roll with how it is.
We considered it though.
We considered it, yeah, and we're talking about it, but we're not gonna do it. But the, you know, it's an old building. You're not going to get the ceiling perfectly flat just because it's not. The rafters are not perfectly flat, so we're.
For all we know, it could have been like that when it was built.
Yeah, we don't know, you know. So we're getting there. We have ordered the 10. We just haven't got it yet, but we still got some used pieces we can put up too. Just fixed a huge spot where they had cut it. And then we noticed that the blocking was hanging down like 1.5 inches, so he put it back up and it made that whole area flat. Literally just made the whole front of the room look a lot better. So we've got to go around and check everywhere. There's places where they nailed it up, didn't they?
Yeah, it's nailed.
So some of the nails have popped, and it's not really shoddy work. You know, back in the day, they did it a lot better than we're doing it now. It's just...
it's the water.
Yeah, the water, and people came in and cut holes in it. Like, that's a big hole, you know. So they beat on it and cut on it and everything. So we're trying to...
Like right here, watch right here.
Wait a minute. All right.
See it go up?
Mm-hmm. So it's, you know, we got popped nails and stuff, and so we've got it, it's hanging and not as flat as it could be, but it's getting much more flat as we work it.
That's why we're using screws. We're trying to anyway.
Yeah, we're using there's not a bunch of weight on it. This stuff doesn't weigh much at all. It's just, you know.
Over time, I'm sure, you know, 100 years of it sitting up there, it's gonna pull.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna keep working. Okay. So we have all of the little slats back in right in this part. Now what we're going to do is the new tin that you can get is a 2x2 square. And we're going to try to make that line up with the existing 2x2 squares instead of having the lines break in weird spots. So some of this we will be able to save by cutting it back into a 2x2 square. And then running on with it. So like, for instance, this here, we're gonna have to, like it breaks there. So we'll actually have to cut that out and cut this out, but that would fix it. And that would fix this line. And then, you know, so now once it gets over here, you have one more sheet that goes there. And then between there and the beam, you have a little trim piece. And then you have a cornice piece that curls up. So, it's getting there.
It's hotter than a whore in church.
Donnie, you can't say stuff. I'm scared, Lord. I'm gonna have to edit that.
Okay, we're back. We've got this stuff ready.
Now they're looking behind you, and all they can see is crap hanging out of the ceiling all over the place.
Well, we got this webbing put back in, and on this side,
We can't put it back up, people, until we get
we're waiting.
the cribbing up. What we called it 20 different things. You just called it webbing. I just called it cribbing. What were we calling it earlier?
The grid.
The grid.
We gotta get the grid pattern of wood up first. But we got this side done.
This side done. All of the grid is back up on this side.
So it's ready for 10.
We've got a little bit of used tin. Doesn't that look ready to go? Probably throw that right up on there, Donnie.
Exactly. Put it right up.
But we got new tin on the way, so whenever it gets here.
We're tired. We're gonna call it a night. Y'all need to call it a night too. Subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already. Give us a thumbs up for filming it, and we'll catch you on the next one.